Okay, segment 3, making our way back across the top of the hill. I feel like I should have an Australian accent or something. Seeking out poisonous snakes and crap like that. Any of you watching this who've read my writings on breathing exercises and meditation for singing, a lot of the imagery that I spoke of comes from here. It's not imagined stuff. It's pictures that I've kind of kept in my mind and in my heart from up here. Well, you hear the wind, but it's not really making the grass dance much. Let's take another look out here and continue our way across. Pardon. Heck, even some of my poems use imagery from up here, such as the one I wrote called "There's a Place on Top of a Mountain." I don't know how many of you might have heard that one or read that one. Again, all up here. Note to self, stop walking into thorn bushes. Ah, I bet you that was a rabbit. Most other animals don't jump quite like that. Possibly a fox, but I thought I saw rabbit ears. Maybe those New Jersey friends of mine watching this, those of you can see this and understand how I can stand spending a whole summer up here. It really is quite beautiful. Anyway, why don't we start making our way down, and we'll see if we need a fourth segment rather, or not. So we'll start walking down the mountain again. or if I keep looking at the screen instead of being aware of my environment, falling down the mountain. But that would make for an amusing video now, wouldn't it? He knows how to fall, he'll be alright. Really, at any point, including at the very top, you can just walk straight down through this, depending on your, I guess, agility or sure-footedness. And it's all, there's nice things to see along any path of it. But, you know, you could spend hours and hours walking around here. So, we are working on limited time. But any of you that wish to visit here, I know it's usually only my friends who are checking out YouTube, so you are welcome to come, and I would be more than happy to have you visit and show you around, whether you want to just stick to the easy path or get adventurous and walk around. There's charms to walking through the woods. There's sort of a calm stillness to the woods, and it's usually cool within the woods if you go deep in the woods. There's, you know, dim lighting, a lot of shade overhead, and it's just sort of a calm area. And that's usually where I'd run into animals if I see them. I don't move quite as quietly as I used to, but I could probably still sneak up on a deer, etc. Animals you see, well, at the top sometimes you see hawks, even an eagle here and there. Sometimes at the top you'll see a woodchuck or a fox or a rabbit. In the woods usually you see deer, sometimes a porcupine, that sort of thing. Occasionally a fox, but they're somewhat rare. Trying to think of what else. Usually I don't go up in the nighttime. But I would see at night raccoons, perhaps some possum. The problem with nighttime is we got a fair amount, depending on the year, of coyotes, and I'd rather not run into a pack of them. I have, walking the dog, in fact, in his old age. Thankfully I had a stick with me, and they must have thought it was a gun or something. But I saw them walking, I saw them in the woods, a whole pack of them. And thankfully they didn't attack. A dog the size of the dog I used to have, a big chocolate Labrador, can handle himself in his youth against coyotes. But as an old man, which he was at the time, that wouldn't have been pleasant. You do have some mountain lions up here. I've never seen one while walking. I've seen one a few times while driving. You do have bears up here. I've never seen them while walking. Family members have. I've once seen one on the property. You do have bobcats up here as well. I've never encountered one of those myself. I'm not anxious to do so, but and I think there's the occasional wolf. But really, these animals stay away from you unless they're rabid or something's wrong or they're extremely hungry. Mainly they try to avoid humans. So really you don't have any worries up here. There's, to my knowledge, very rare that you run into a poisonous snake or a poisonous spider. It's pretty safe at hanging out up here. Heck, even when I was pretty young, I used to spend most of the day just hanging out in the woods with the dog. And we never had any problems. Thankfully he was stupid, so we never really caught anything, including the porcupine he once tried to catch. That thing jumped right into a tree. Otherwise he would have had an interesting beard. The squirrels used to mess with him. They'd stand at the bottom of a tree and chatter away. He'd go galloping off after them. And then they'd jump up the tree last minute. Bang! Hello, tree trunk. Dog meets tree trunk. Oh, those were fun times walking around when I was younger, though. Look into the woods. Okay, we're coming up on the 10-minute mark again. So I think I'm gonna cut out. The battery's also getting low, and we'll meet up again in a couple seconds.